All right, cool. Syndotcom podcast, the Who Got Next series. Who am I? Who do I have the pleasure to speak with right now?
This is Moe D.
Mo D. What's going on, bro? How's everything going?
Everything good, man. How are you?
Everything's cool, man. So, real briefly, tell everybody where you're from. Just give us like a quick breakdown of where you're from, where you're at now, exactly what you represent.
Yeah, man. Like I said, my name is Moe D. I'm from Holyoke, Massachusetts, which is the western part of the state. Usually all the love, people get in Boston and the eastern part of the state, but I'm here closer to the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Holyoke, Mass, man. That's where I represent, 413 area, Western Mass.
Okay, that sounds good, man. So question, like, how is the music scene in your part of Mass? Like, I know what Boston does. Like, I've been to Boston quite a few times. I helped put together shows at UMass before, so I know how that scene is. Like, as far as your region, like, is there a strong music scene? Is it not really a good hip hop scene? Like, what's the whole vibe down there?
Yeah, no doubt. So like you said, Boston definitely got, the vibes going. And I've been talking to some people in Boston recently and getting connected. So I consider more of my team now being more out of Boston. But as far as directly where I'm from, Holyoke, there is some talent. You know what I'm saying? I can't front. A lot of the talent that I know, no BS, is Spanish. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of Latin people. I know this my dude from high school. He got his own studio now, and he records like 90%. Latin artists. As far as hip hop goes, yeah, there's also some talent. I really look out for my city, especially. I'm saying like Holyoke. There's definitely a few singers that I know of that I could think from the top of my head that deserve recognition. And I'm actually going to be featuring them on my next project.
Nice.
Coming soon. So, with all that being said, Holyoke definitely got some talent. We just don't get like the spotlight that we feel like we should get.
Is that where most of your influence comes from? Like, as far as your music, is it from the Massachusetts area, or do you just kind of like are you inspired by music from the East Coast, the West Coast? Like who inspires you, or not really who inspires you, but what sound would you say? If I listen to your music, like what sound would I feel like you're capturing?
If you don't mind, just break down a little bit that last part. You said, what exactly was that?
If I'm listening to your album right now, like what sound are you capturing? Like, for example, people from Harlem, they got their own sound. People from, the West Coast got their own sound. Mass is just a place that I don't know if they have like their own sound per se. So I'm always interested in hearing like the influence of like the artists that come from Boston or from Massachusetts in itself, just to see like, what inspired, whatever they're working on, whether it's your project or your overall, music, musical sound. Like what inspires that?
No doubt. Honestly, no BS. I just feel like Massachusetts is very authentic. Because as you know, a lot of the artists that come out are usually like from certain cities, right? Like New York or Miami, in Florida or California, or like in Houston, Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain cities, but as far as Massachusetts as a whole goes, I feel like we have our own sound as far as like authenticity. So it's not really something that you can put like a ceiling on. You know what I mean? It's not like raw hip hop. It's not necessarily like clubby. It's not necessarily anything in specific like drill beat or this and that. It's really, to my opinion, it's almost like a little melting pot, because we take a lot of the influences. I mean, I could talk for myself from this point forward. It's like I take influences from everywhere, so I see inspiration in everything.
Right.
I get motivated from different things. I mean, you know what I mean? So I take a little bit of not even just music. Like music, I look at art, you know what I'm saying? Like just different forms of art and creativity to mold into the craft of music. So I guess the easiest way to answer your question is just to basically say that I feel like there's not really a tag that you can put on our type of music or my music. I think it just comes from, originality. Like it's all about originality, you know what I mean? Like authentic. And you know what I'm saying? Because like I know a lot of people that go to the studio and just want to do like what they heard on the radio or what, what I'm saying, or like what's hot.
Yeah,
like,
right. Try to follow the trend or whatnot.
I've never ever done that, not even one time in my life. I've learned to just, take influences from everywhere and not be specific and just create based off of what's inside and what I was able to because I become a sponge, you know what I'm saying? I become like a student to the art and to the craft of music as a whole and different genres and all that stuff. So at the end of the day, I think what you're going to get is 100% authenticity and that originality, like I was saying, man.
Okay, sounds good. So, I mean, I'm trying to think who the biggest artist that I ever heard come from Boston would probably be like Benzino, right? Is there anybody big from Boston that actually
Damn.
like who's the go-to guy from Boston? Like I'm trying to think, or from Massachusetts in itself.
No, that's funny you say that. Dan Benzino, shout out Benzino. I haven't heard from him in a minute, but yeah, I believe he did come from Boston a hot minute ago. But in general, I don't even know. To be honest with you, I would have to like look it up and then. But as far as knowing somebody off the top of my head, like I can
Nah,
say, yo,
right?
represents Massachusetts. I mean, I don't really think there is. You know what I'm saying? So
So is that something that you have like a personal goal? Like your goal is to be like that artist that does it,
yeah.
or
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, I'm not only do I want to do it just to become the first, but that is definitely something that's in the back of my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like coming from a place where there's not a lot of exposure and a lot of people, there's not a lot of people coming out of where I come from.
yeah.
So if I was to set that stage and all that stuff, it could open some doors for some people. But at the end of the day, everybody got to grind on their own. But definitely, that is definitely something that I have in the back of my mind. Like, that'll be legit, right? Be known as Massachusetts, as a whole. So for sure.
Okay. So like when you're making your music, is that like something that you're holding on to? Like, are you like, you know what, I have to do this for Boston? Or are you just saying, I mean, for Massachusetts, are you just saying like, I gotta do this for myself? Like, do you feel the pressure of carrying the city on your back?
Not necessarily. I don't really see anything as pressure, to be honest with you. And I think that comes from the years of experience and everything I've gone through, and just learning so much, and going through the years and becoming a veteran. I don't see it as pressure, but I definitely see it more as like motivation. Like, this is something major that can bring out great fruits and bigger things that people don't see right now. But
Right.
trust me, when I lay my head at night and I think and I dream and I plan and I create, I definitely want to be sure. I want to make sure that I can put my best foot forward. You know what I mean?
Of course. Now, something that I feel like I ask a bunch of different artists that I talk to, especially in these times right now. COVID, how has that affected you as an artist musically or and whatnot? Because I know people can't really perform as much. Obviously shows are shut down. Everyone's been impacted from the major scene to the indie scene. As far as you, how has it impacted your career? Has it changed anything? Has it made it better? Has it been easygoing? Like, how has that affected your musical career?
Yeah, no doubt. And just to kind of finish off that last question too, what I'm saying, I don't really do this for me at the end of the day. Like I feel like I have a higher purpose, a higher calling. Not only do I want to give back to the communities and to the families, and I got plans for kids and doing after school programs and sports and transition programs from high school to college, so that kids don't get lost in the midst. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a higher purpose and a vision that I got. I'm not just trying to do this for me and like to get a car and to be flossing like all these other cats coming out now. I can read right through them.
Right.
You feel me? As far as COVID goes, man, it has not affected me at all. If anything, it has probably helped me, because I was never really like a touring artist, or at least yet, because I do want to get into touring, especially when we get out of this whole COVID situation. Trying to get active as much as possible, getting out there, interviewing, doing shows. But COVID has, like I said, I haven't been a touring artist for the most part. So I've just been able to focus more on creating craft, creating material, creating songs, creating music. I released a project. I don't know if you're gonna ask that later, but I released a project in May called Evolution, and I plan, in December 25th. I'm gonna just shout it out right now. December 25th, I'm actually trying to release my next project called Forever Royalty.
Okay.
So you're one of the first ones to know that. So
That's
yeah,
dope.
like
That's
I said,
dope.
all in all, COVID has just really not affected me much. I've just been safe doing me and creating as much as I can.
That's good, man. Yeah, because I know, like I said, even some people, I know it affected them. Whether it's access to studios or financially and whatnot. I know for me, it kind of just made me grind a little bit harder and be a little bit more focused. And it just it changed my mindset to always make sure that I got my hands in more than one thing. Like at any given moment, shit can shut down, and then it's like, damn, what do you do next? So I know for everybody, it impacted everybody differently. Like, you're not doing shows. Are you doing shows at all now, or I mean? Is that something that you
Well,
plan on doing?
that's something I plan on doing. Actually, to be honest with you, I've been waiting till I get most of the record for December 25th, Forever Royalty. I wanted to have that mostly done because in my mind, I feel like once that releases, like I basically, if you look at my catalog, I just feel like I'm super prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like I got so many different vibes from so many different, times and so many different years and just a little bit of everything. You're gonna get, you're not only gonna get like technical rap and underground and lyrics, but you're also gonna get vibes. You're gonna get melodies. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of incorporating everything into the music because I just feel like when I make my music specifically, like I'm giving you a piece of my soul, right? So like there's different sides of every human being, and definitely the music is like the spiritual part of what I got to offer. And like I said,
Sure.
I've gone through so much and I've learned so much and I read so much, bro. Like I'm a low key geek on the side, just on the learning purposes, because they say education is power.
That's a fact.
So I want to be able to like give that back. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just leave that out in the air and in the unknown. I want to make sure I'll be able to share this with somebody because I know that there's going to be people out there that are going to hear me and going to be like, damn, that's exactly what I needed to hear. So you know what I'm saying, here for inspirational purposes as well, bro. So yeah.
That's big, man. That's big. Yeah, man, dope. I'm actually glad that we're able to get a little bit more insight to you as a person. Sometimes we do the interviews and we learn so much about people in the musical sense, but to know how they are as an individual outside of music, it's always great to know that part of them. Because that kind of makes who you are and it encompasses like what your music should sound like and should be about. So that's like something that I'm super big on. Now, as far as influences, like if you had 5 or 3 artists, that's like your top 3 or favorite artists that you feed off of, with your inspiration, what 3 artists would you be able to name?
That's a good question. So, if I had to think of 3 artists right now that, not necessarily that, I don't know if I want to say they're my favorites or whatever you want to call them, but 3 artists that I really got a lot of respect for, and like I do pull inspiration from. And you're gonna be surprised too because I listen to a lot of MJ, Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of respect for Michael Jackson.
Of
I got
course.
a lot of respect for Lauryn Hill.
Nice.
To Lauryn Hill, one of the best MCs overall. Don't even put her in the female spectrum.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And I listen to obviously Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z was a dude that I grew up listening to. You know what I'm saying? Me and my cousin would always ride around, always on top of the new Jay-Z. Following the way he moves in the business and in the industry. So I know that a lot of my foundation too is a lot of Jay-Z, a lot of Eminem. You know what I'm saying? Talking about having posters on my wall when I was a kid doing music on my karaoke that I got for Christmas. I mean, like on the walls, you got posters. I got a wall of women, and then I got a wall of Eminem and Jay, and then another wall of just gaming and other just miscellaneous stuff. But definitely, and on top of that too. I listen to, I got a lot of T.I., I mean, all those guys, and also I listen to a lot of Spanish salsa, like Mark Anthony, and there's a group called Cultura Profética, which is a great band coming out of PR. They've been making music for years now, but they're officially coming out with like a rollout now, stronger than ever. So yeah, like guys like that, and a lot of underground bands too that you guys might not even know. So like I said, I can listen to salsa like all day, and it has nothing to do with my hip hop realm. But you'll be surprised of the energies and the cadences and the rhythms and the melodies that you'll be able to catch from when you're listening to so many different types of music.
No, of course, yeah, and like I said, it's always great to know the influence that people have when it comes to like other artists. You know what I mean? Like, you mentioned Michael Jackson, legendary artist. You mentioned Lauryn Hill, legendary artist. Eminem, legendary artist. And then you also mentioned, Mark Anthony and different and salsa. Now, do you incorporate that sound in your music as well?
Not necessarily. I mean, no lie, I can do some. Like if you throw me on like let's say a Spanish type beat, or more Latin or reggaeton vibes. I also get it in some Spanish stuff. So if need be, I definitely like to represent for my people because I'm Puerto Rican, bro, man. You know what I'm saying? My family's from Puerto Rico. Even though I was born and raised in Massachusetts. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely like to do every once in a while. I don't incorporate that type of music in my albums because I feel like I got a certain albums because I feel like I got a certain like a listeners and I got certain viewers, so I don't really share that as much as I probably should.
Right.
But yeah, man, I dabble into the Spanish as well. I actually got 3 songs that I think I'm gonna release as singles before the year's over, just cause, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, by the way, you know, here's some Spanish tracks that I've also done, but focus obviously more on the Forever Royalty joint that's coming out December 25th.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, man. So definitely looking forward to hearing your project, man. You know, and I love the versatility. You know, a lot of times artists just have one sound, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, but I believe the key to anybody's career is just having like longevity, versatility, like just being able to switch up. You know, so that's like a super super big thing. And I'm glad that you're able to do that. That's like super major, super major. We spoke about your influence and longevity in music, right? So what is your ultimate goal, like musically? Like I ask artists all the time, like where do you see yourself in, like, I hate the whole generic 5-year question, but like, well, what do you see your career? What is your ultimate goal for you as an artist?
That's a great question.
Are you trying to stay major? Are you trying to stay independent? You know.
That's a great question. Honestly, I would love to, if not necessarily like sign a major record deal. You know, everything's kind of going independent now. A lot of people are going independent and doing their thing solo, and I own my masters, so I plan to kind of stay independent. But obviously, I'm open to any opportunities. I would love to do some deals, whether it's distribution or marketing deals or placements or tours. You know, I'm open. I'm all open ears for anything musically as far as expanding the music business. Because at the end of the day, to go deeper into the question, you know, it's all part of the vision, right? So now, like I said, I'm not trying to get in just for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not big on that. I feel like I have so many goals related to giving back and building communities. Like I even dabble into like real estate investing, bro. Like
that's dope. That's great. So yeah, that's great. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I invest in real estate to create some cash flow in order to invest back into the music, to then be able to, you know, make my music and leverage when negotiations come around. So, you know, I consider myself, I'm not a newbie, you know what I'm saying? I consider myself a veteran that's just took some time to get some spotlight on. But definitely, like I said, man, I would love to create some after school programs for kids, like do some things for the Boys and Girls Clubs, the foundations, give back to the, you know, to certain charities. Obviously I plan on doing that. You know, I'm big on the whole faith thing, give back to the churches that are doing great things with missionaries around the world.
No, that's great. I like that. That's dope.
And you know what I'm saying, like building as much as I can, as far as like, you know, even if there's basketball hoops that I can build and baseball fields that I can build just for kids, because there's a lot of talent out here, bro. I'm telling you, like, there's a lot of kids here that should have been in the major leagues, especially for baseball, and there's no transition, there's no exposure out here. So all those kids now are, you know, sad that they're asking for change. So like downtown, you go downtown and I seen one of those kids, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? That they get lost. That's how thin the line is. So my whole thing is to be able to show inspiration to not only to the people in my communities and where I'm from, but for the whole world, to know that you can come from a place like Holyoke, which has zero exposure and nobody comes out of, and still make a big impact on life. So I'm saying, so like I said, giving back to like charities and for faith groups and to the kids and bro, I even go as far as one day, you know, even to sound crazy, but one day probably run for president too. Who knows?
Nah, that doesn't sound crazy at all, man. One thing I hate is like I hate when people limit themselves. You know what I'm saying? When they limit themselves and they limit their options and what they can do, and it's like you'd be surprised, like the things that, especially now, man, we done seen it. We had a black president, we got a female vice president, like we had a reality star as a president. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. So it's like you limit yourself and you already like knock out the potential of being great. But if you always believe that you can just do whatever, then you know that just like that just shows like you're destined for something bigger. And my thing is always like, if you don't believe in yourself, why should I believe in you? You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I look at things. And yeah, man. So, all right, man, that's great. Now, you have a project that's currently out, right?
Yeah, I released back in May. I released a project called Evolution. Got a little bit of Spanish at the end of that, but it's really like going track by track. I got the first track called Highway to Heaven, which is real like hip hop, and it has like the fast paced piano where it's almost like you on the highway, and connected it with some like lyrics where I connected. I even mentioned Nipsey on there. Rest in peace to the great Nip.
Rest in peace.
And you know what I'm saying. Then going on to the second track, Authentic. You know, mentioning guys like LeBron, and then going on to the following tracks where some females can play it because it's more like the female vibe. I got a singer on there, so did a little bit of mix with R&B, and then go back to like the next track after that called Nowadays, which I mentioned people like Barack Obama. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole theme of Evolution. I made sure that I incorporated certain names in that project that I really feel have a huge platform and a great vision for life. You know what I'm saying? Like you see Obama and guys like LeBron and what Nip did. You see what they're doing. Like you see it and you feel it because you hear it every day. You know what I'm saying? It's in front of you, whether you're on social media. Like these guys are making an impact. So Evolution, that's what it's all about. Having that mentality of just more, cutting off the negativity. You know what I'm saying? Evolving into something more positive and greater. You know what I'm saying? Because my mind is like, if there were a million you, or if the whole world was you, would the world be a better place or worse? You know what I'm saying? Like it all starts with us. Hey, right? It all starts with what we do as one, and then we're able to share that with others and expand. So yeah, just that mentality of just continuing to evolve. You know what I'm saying? And rest in peace to Kobe too. Shout out to Kobe.
Shout out to Kobe.
Like when he you know what I mean, when he changed his jersey in his career, when he changed from the 8 to the 24, like that was major, and that was something symbolic. It wasn't just, hey, I changed my jersey. Everybody knows that if you go in depth, that just means like another stage of your life, and you take things to the next level, and that's exactly what I feel like I personally did with Evolution. Because just to go back a little bit, I've been dropping projects since '99. I got my karaoke, and then I released my first single project when it was like '05, and then I released my first official project where I actually like purchase beats and I can make money off of, starting in 2011. You know what I mean? And I've been making projects every single year since. You know what I'm saying? Like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, every single year. And then we get to this year, Evolution. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I changed my jersey. I upgraded my studio. I'm on a whole nother mindset. I'm on a whole nother wave, and I feel like I'm on another level now, just internally based on my growth and what I've gone through. So, yeah, definitely, Evolution is where it's at. It's all evolution.
That's dope, man. And that's what it's about. It's always about evolving. Nothing should ever, be the same. You know what I'm saying? You should always be able to find different ways to just like go on to the next level, to grow, to graduate. That's what life is all about.
Yes, sir.
So that's dope, man. So listen, man, this interview has been like really, really dope. Really informative, man. What I like the most about our talk is just, like I said, learning more about you, the person. A lot of my favorite artists are artists that like I know like through their music I can hear, even through interviews, but just through their music I can hear more about them. You mentioned Lauryn Hill, right? Who's like one of my favorite artists. And like with her project, you learn so much about her. Like you know about her relationships, her struggle with love. I mean, that first album, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, just about like thinking you know what love is, and then you're like, damn, I don't know what love is. Like I was taught the wrong thing, you know? So that's what's exciting. So yeah, man, I'm definitely looking forward to hearing more stuff from you. We're gonna include one of the songs that you have on this episode as well, right? Do you know off back what song you wanna release or what?
Well, I mean, first of all, I appreciate you having me. And if we're going to put a track now, I mean, I'm working on some new, fresh stuff, which we could probably do on the next rollout or when we talk again. But for now, we could probably roll out Authentic.
Okay.
You know, I got the video, got the visuals to that. That got like the most views on my YouTube right now.
So that's only right then.
Yeah, it makes sense at this time to roll that one. But, I'm constantly working. I constantly got new music. So definitely be on the lookout and let's stay in touch.
We definitely gonna do this again, bro. But definitely let everybody know how they can get in contact with you, how they can find you. Because I definitely feel like, man, you're someone that's gonna be around for a while. So, I'd like to do what I can do on my end and just, to further your reach. So let everyone know how they can get in touch with you.
First and foremost, shout out to you, Sin. I appreciate you 100, bro, for doing this interview.
Thank you, brother.
You know what I'm saying? It's guys like you that put the platform and allow the message to further reach. So definitely much love and respect to you, my homie. And
I appreciate you, bro.
you could actually find me on everything, at Moe D Music, MOE D as in Daddy Music, and my official website too is MoeDmusic.com.
All right, man, that's cool. And I know you got merch also, right?
Yeah, actually, if you go onto the site MoeDmusic.com, it has everything there as far as
Yeah, I remember seeing some of the t-shirts and the hoodies that you had too, man. So I thought that was great. Like I said, man, it's always about expanding and taking things to the next level. But I mean, I remember seeing you had everything from phone cases to bags. I was like, yeah, this guy got the right. He got the right thing, right plan of action.
Definitely, man. It's a whole business mentality too, because like it goes, like you said, it goes beyond the music, right? So it's a lot more when you're able to do these interviews and find out just what the music consists of and where it comes from and the energy and everything behind it, right? So that's definitely huge. But yeah, everything's on the site as far as the merch and everything musically. I update the site as much as I can. So Moe D Music, right? MoeDmusic.com.
All right, sounds good, brother. Yo, thank you. Thanks for being here, man, for chatting with me. And we'll definitely do this again, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right, brother. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah. This something you might want to acknowledge when the music itself is the product. Graduate from the street and the college. When all you trying to do is move a couple commas. And on the way, let them know you ain't novice. I just keep it dead honest. Everything that you built, they want to see demolished. But you gotta prove that you is the loudest. Do you really want to break that promise? Come on, it's pure phonics. When you're dealing with the finest. When you find this letter not anonymous. Sorta weird how it kinda get when you write when the ganja lit. Talking high as shit. Said green this way, no counterfeits. Trying to break the cycle, no nautilus. Evolution, that's where we go. That's what we do. Through evolution, yeah. Evolution. And I spit till salivaless. Turn a volcano erupt till lavaless. You want a relationship monogamous, so I stay on my Obama shit. Thinking economy, pure dominance. Know what the power of the dollar is. Handling biz, he minding his. I'm sincerely signing this. Make it hotter than what the climate is. Feeding global warming, living glamorous. So one day we ain't got no conglomerate. So the death like Madonna bitch. And I send it with a modest kiss. Oh, it's me. If you think about it, really nothing close to me. In a league of my own where I'm supposed to be. Around my neck, got a wooden rosary. Evolution, that's where we go. That's what we do. Through evolution, yeah. Evolution. I wondered if I could afford to invest in my future and more. This what I want, though nothing is for sure. I'll make it move, then I'm back to record. Just wanna get back to the board. And for them, just open some doors. Instead, I step into some bullshit manure. Protect them with shields, slicing with the sword. Abracadabra, growing up with a fam and a dad, bruh. Sunday to Saturday, in the hood where the blammers and grandma stay. He getting it going and rocking the crown, flowing through the heaven and having his own sound. Doing it for the fam, coming up with a master plan, so we all good with our toes in the sand. Evolution, that's where we go. That's what we do. Through evolution, yeah. Evolution. Evolution.